Hey guys, welcome back to the compound. So I periodically receive messages and get comments all the time from people saying that they would love to see me do some Primal inspired repaints. Now, never having seen the show before, I had to do some research to get some inspiration for a video, and I saw that Primal was streaming on HBO. So I sat down and watched the first episode, Spear and Fang, to get some inspiration, and I was really surprised by how well done the show was. I really enjoyed it a lot, so I figured I would start off with this video by doing a Fang-inspired deco on this Mattel T-Rex, and if this video does well, I'll definitely consider doing some more of the dinos from the show. Now, obviously, there are some major design differences between the Fang design and this Mattel Rex. And the art direction with Fang is very simple with a stylized, cartoony kind of vibe, but I'm going to go for a more gritty, realistic approach with mine. So I'm going to go ahead and get this Rex out of the box, and we'll start slinging some paint. So the first color up that I'm going to be using is phthalo green, and I'm going to mix it with just a little black ink to darken it up a bit, and then I'll thin it down and shoot it through my airbrush. This dark base color will be the color of the stripes, so I'm going to put it down first, and then I'll mask all of the stripes off with Silly Putty. So now that I've got the base color put down, I'm going to take and mask off all of the patterns using the Silly Putty, and this is pretty straightforward. You've seen me do it before. I just like to roll out the putty really flat and then cut out my shapes, and then I can press them down on the figure. And like I said, I'm going to go for a more realistic direction with my design, so I did add a few extra stripes just for fun. And now with everything masked off, I can go back out to my shop and start to lay down the lighter skin tone. And for that, I'm using the same phthalo green that I used for the dark stripes, but instead of black, I'm adding white to it to give it a pale green tone. And I'll just repeat the same steps as that first color, applying several thin coats until I get everything covered. And once it's dry, I can peel off the putty and start to paint in the rest of the details. So I'm going to take a few different shades of light blue, and I'll just kind of dry brush over some of the raised areas to get the details to pop out. And then I'll take some off-white and fill in the claws on the feet and fingers. And if we look at this sculpt on the Rex, it obviously has the scars sculpted on it. And because I'm doing sort of a battle damage, bloody version of my Fang, I'm going to paint these scars in and then bloody them up and put some gore on them and stuff like that, just to really take it to the next level. So the first color to go down will be the Barbarian Flesh, and I'll use a very fine tip brush. That way I can get down into all the little tight areas, and I'll have that paint thin down almost to like a milk-like consistency so that it flows into the scars nice and smooth. And then I'll just sort of pick out all of the scars all over the body and color them in with the Barbarian Flesh. Once the scars are all painted in, I'm going to grab some Flesh Shade and wash that down into all the painted scars just to darken up a little bit and start to add a little bit of that bloody warmth to it. Now it's time to go around and add a little bit of gore, and for that I'm going to be using some gore colors from the Repaint Zombicide line, and I'll just take a dry brush and glob it on the on the tip of the paint, and I'm just going to sort of stipple it onto the little scar areas and everything like that, and kind of create some splatter around the wounds. Take a quick detour and grab some yellow and paint the eyes, and then I'll add a black pupil and a white light catch. And then I'll go in and finish it off with some gloss Mod Podge to gloss up the scars in the little bloody areas, just to kind of make them look like fresh, wet blood. And I'll also gunk up the teeth and the gum line a little bit, just to add some extra gore to the overall deco. And of course, you can't have Fang without Spear, so I searched around for a 1/18 scale caveman and came across this Tarzan figure from Boss Fight Studios on Big Bad Toy Store, and I figured he would pair really well with my Fang Rex. And with these two together, this repaint is finally finished and ready to rock and roll. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and have been inspired to throw down some Primal repaints on your Mattel figures. If you give this one a shot, or any repaint, remember to tag me over on Instagram at the Jurassic Park Compound, because I'd love to see what Primal repaints you guys can come up with. For more Jurassic related content, you know where to find it. Links will be in the description box below. You guys take care, and I'll see you around the compound.